All right, guys, today's video I want to do a quick summary on the planting here for 2019 and what went on and how it worked out. There is a thunderstorm coming and I might need to go inside. I think I'll do that right now. I'll go down to the shop and explain what we did this year. And we got a snake out here in the field. I don't know if he's alive or what the deal is. Yeah, I'm not going to tangle with that. Anyway, as long as he stays there, I'll do the video here. So I'm standing out in this, the bottomlands here, the meadow, the this corn on corn. This is the third year now for corn on corn. It's not now. Now it's no longer continuous no-till. When the custom guy came, he came earlier in the morning on, I guess it was yesterday, Saturday, and earlier in the morning, he and I looked at the wet spots, and he recommended working the ground, just running the field cultivator through and just keep doing it all day long with the wind blowing and the sunshine. He said, see if you can't get it dried out. So that's what I did. That's what the video you were watching. I did that for hours. He had probably 3/4 of a day up on the hill planting all the other acreages that were no-till, and I was down here just going over it, and might have caused some compaction, might have caused some issues, but I did try to bury the field cultivator all the way down in the ground, and this whole upper section of the field was soaking wet. You'll see it now. There is some wet. Still looks a little wet, but everything on top, you saw in the video yesterday, it was definitely making dust. So I managed to get it dried out with that sun and rain and constantly working it back and forth. And this field, like I say, half of it's worked around, but there is corn here now. And ooh, I thought I heard thunder. It's only lightning. All right, I'm gonna go inside now. Okay, whew, I just ran back here just in time. It started raining there pretty good. It's thundering kind of to the northwest, but anyway, so that's what I did. Aired everything out, kept working it around. That wet hole down there, by the time he came to plant it, it was a lot drier than when he first came. So what I ended up doing, this whole field, I tore up the whole field. That field was wet from one end to the other, and there's always a pond at the other end. So I did a little bit of tillage there to get that ground dried out, and when he planted it started making dust. So that's was the plan. That's what he had recommended doing. This field, like I say, it was half tilled and half no-till. So we can see now, we can definitely compare them. Like I say, this was 2 years of corn on corn, and now it's the third year. We did a couple other different things with the seed and the variety. We'll talk about that, but let's come over here to the whiteboard and lay out this year's crops. Okay, so this is my crop rotation for this year. It is definitely different than other years. Right, wrong, or indifferent, this is what we did. We're at 70% of the ground is in corn, 15 in beans, and 15 in hay. Now this 15 in hay can vary. And when I say it can vary, there's acreage here that I wasn't able to make the hay on for the last 2 years because it's really in a wet spot. I had to let it go. I tried spraying it last year and I sunk the tractor. Luckily I didn't get stuck. But this 15% can change. That's if I can do all of the hay ground. I don't know if it can happen this year or not, but 15% is hay. So why so much corn? How did I get to 70% this year? I used to be on about a 50-50 rotation with corn and beans, and then the balance was hay. I got 70% with the corn, going these two fields back corn on corn and getting rid of 2 hay fields. So definitely a lot more expense, but that's what the custom guys, and that's who I'm growing for. That is what they need. They take beans, but this is what they need. They need the corn for the steers, the Black Angus steers. So I managed to do that this year, and we'll see how it does. We'll see how the prices are. Like I say, you can't go by anything, but the risk isn't as spread out, but I'm still not so trusting of beans. And the hay, I have so much leftover hay from the last 2 years. There's no point in trying to make more, and time-wise, it's just not going to work. So we'll see how this works for 2019. Okay, so like I say, a lot of guys had commented that they saw we dried out. Yes, we did. We had a real short window there. The custom guy had called and he had said, how long do you want to wait? Do you want us to just go for it, or do you want to wait a while, let it dry out some more? And I said, just go for it. I said, the way things are looking, just get it in. So they did. 5 days. 5 days earlier on the corn. The corn is planted 5 days earlier than last year. Not quite as early as 2017, but 5 days makes a difference. In 5 days, the corn can be out of the ground. So I'm at least glad we got that close. And the beans was 6 days ahead of last year. So he finished, he left, and then last night we got a rain shower. So that's how, we got some lightning. We got a rain shower, and he was done. So it wasn't a lot. Hear it thundering. Yeah, that lightning was it's just right above us here. There's not much on the radar for today, but anyway, okay. So to go along with the thunder, you guys will notice my nitrogen tanks are still empty. Okay, so this is the deal. This is the last year I'm getting nitrogen from this guy. Just because this is the last year, I'm still going to get it from him, just because he already had it planned for me and has it. He just can't get it here. So he is very unreliable, and I don't like that. I don't like dealing with this. I had called him in February and told him what I needed and asked if he could bring some early, like in February. I'd pay him so I'd have it here for the hay ground. Well, he didn't want to do that in February. Called him in April. I said, in April, can you bring it out? I need it for the hay ground. Yeah, no problem. Nothing. So I called him last week, and his response was, oh, well, I didn't hear from you, so I didn't know. So I'm done with this guy. So if there's anybody in the eastern part of Pennsylvania that delivers nitrogen, let me know. Need about, I don't know how many gallons. I want the 2 tanks full and some in the sprayer to get rolling here. But anyway, I missed putting it on the hay ground, and the hay fields aren't near what they usually are. Usually my hay is thick and dark green and ready to go, and this year it's not the case. I lost some bales there because of this guy. So it was the same deal with the lime. I finally canceled the lime. I ordered that last August, and he never brought it. So he's just unreliable. I don't care how many years he's been in business or how many locals use him. If he can't do his job, I'm done. So just a little bit of a rant there. I can't say that a lot of you guys would blame me dealing with somebody like that, especially when there's other options out there. So yeah, it's like right over us now, the way it looks. So okay, on to the next thing. All right, so talking corn on corn. Last year, corn on corn in this field, they had some corn on corn up at my neighbor's, so they didn't have to change the planter multiple times for the different variety with the insecticide treated corn seed. This year, being that my neighbor was done already and he was just coming out basically to do mine, he had put, instead of changing the variety of corn in the boxes, he had put insecticide in the fertilizer for what we did down here. So we're going to try that, see how that works. The other reason why I was so upset about the nitrogen down here in these corn on corn fields, I wanted to broadcast some 30% now, well, before anything came up, now that it's planted, but it's still not here, and gonna have to cake it on a little more, I guess, when I'm top dressing. So that didn't work out. All right, one last point. It's still talking about that pond out there and that wet spot filling up with water. I still didn't really do anything to fix that, and I'm still not motivated enough to do anything to fix it. In normal years, that does not flood. It's only the last 2018 it did, and 2017 not really. It's not a spot that's gonna flood unless we get like 3 inches of rain, steady rain over the course of a day or two. That's the only way that's gonna flood. That was how it was going last year with the constant rain, and we got that, so it was flooded. So it's dried out now, and yeah, we're getting rain now, but in normal years and normal rain showers, it doesn't flood. So I might be taking a gamble. At least we got it planted. There is corn in the entire field. We didn't have to piece it in like last year, and this field was underwater with all the rain and flooding. It wasn't a normal year last year. So we just, like I say, I worked it, we left it alone and just planted through it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, it could flood again, but either way, there is corn in it. I'm probably gonna let you guys go there. I have other stuff to do today, and try to get done what I have to get done, and then on to another week of work. So great relief to get this done. I know I talked to a lot of farmers in my other job. It is ag related, and lots of farmers I get to talk to. And there's a lot of guys that said they didn't even start yet. There's a lot of guys that said they were done, and there's a lot of guys that said they were done everything but the wet spots. So it's kind of the same as here on YouTube. Everybody's at different phases. Some are done, some didn't get started, and some are still waiting. So I guess that's the way things go. So all right, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I will come back with you on the next one.